So, a few weeks ago, I had this customer in my department, and we were talking, and we had like all kinds of shrimp, fish, shellfish, everything else, and we had to learn all about A, ACS, and AMC, and and he was like talking to me about shrimp, like his wife wants shrimp for whatever she's making, and he was telling me about, oh, don't choose shrimp from Thailand. And he carries on about they raise them in polluted waters and everything else, and he was going on and on about it. And then there was like a customer there too, or something like that. And I kind of walked away, or I don't know if this is the same day or not, but um, so he was like talking about it, and he said there's like a video or documentary, whatever he said. And it didn't make any sense. It did not make any sense because we don't um, sell sick um, seafood, shrimps, and stuff. It's just like anything else. Like, for example, China. Every time they have that swine flu and all that, like, all their animals, like the pigs, the chickens, whatever, if they get sick, they slaughter them, they get rid of them. And they cannot sell it to the neighboring countries. They cannot. It's regulations on regulations on regulations. Um, so when there's an E. coli breakout and Salmonella breakouts, everything's halted. So I'm gonna point those things out before I carry on with the shrimp. So keep that in mind. We do not sell, or Canada or United States, whatever, doesn't sell sick or infected foods. It gets, if it's been noted about some kind of strain, it's gone off the shelves or whatnot. And we all know the regulations. Um, so, back to the shrimp. Sorry about that, I got trailed off. So, after a couple of weeks, few weeks, and it's been bugging me now and now. So, maybe it's a couple of weeks, I don't know, when I decided to look up this information. Well, what he was talking about happened well over 10 years ago, and he was spreading misinformation on Thailand shrimp to the present day. So, what happened in Thailand with its shrimp farms? It happened in 2010. There were problems with the shrimp. Yes, it did happen, but it only happened in 2010. But right now, on Seafood Good Watch, like its regulations and government control, like make sure it's tip-top shape, you know. So it's good now, and it seems like conspiracies and which is all like anything that's conspiracy type stuff, it's usually just lies. So I'm gonna say conspiracy there's type deal. So what this guy is doing, and many others like him, is spreading lies on Thailand's economy, shrimp. And Thailand is not really a big country. They rely what little economy they have that employ their people. Example, shrimp farms. So it employs people to earn income. So people like this guy was like spreading rumors, lies, conspiracy, all these like stuff, and destroying this. People like him is destroying this economy. And there's a video out there on YouTube and maybe some other platforms, whatever. I don't know the name of it, but he did mention the name, and it's not good. It's so not good. So the illness that caused the shrimp to die within days back in 2010, It's called hepatopancreatic necrosis disease. It's acute. Yeah, acute hepatopancreatic necrosis disease. And it did wreak havoc. And their economy went down 50%. And it's a bad year or whatever. Um, so what was going on was they were releasing the ponds, like um, the feces, dirt, crud, all that stuff. They're like releasing that stuff out of the ponds, the shrimp ponds and stuff, and all that created this bacteria havoc thing, and found out this acute hyperpancreatic disease was did happen global, not all at once, but does happen. Not just in Thailand or anything. It happens everywhere. So do not um, spread rumors to destroy Thailand's small, tiny economy. To stop. So within a year, production had fallen 50%, bankrupting farmers and shuttering farms across the country. So that really affected the country big time. And they don't really have much economy, so they had to find a way to bring money in. And yeah. So it carries on here. Minority of farms representing the 25% of the total production were rated yellow in 2010 took a different approach. They treated and maintained their pond water, discouraging little or no water to the surrounding environment, even during harvest time. This required the farmers to be more diligent in keeping their water clean, and practice that served them well during the outbreak. They set a clear example for the broader industry of the importance of water management. So there's a lot of information, a huge amount of information on this article. This article is all about regulations. Well, it talks about regulations and whatnot, and the protocols, and this isn't just for like seafood. It's for like um, everywhere, not just in Thailand. You can't just bring food over without any tight regulations and make sure the environment is healthy and tip top notch, good shape, and government people, whatever in these countries, whatever the names are in those countries, they make sure that it hits all the criteria. They are checked all the time, maybe depending on what country it is, they get checked every few months, once or whatever it is, they get checked. So, anyways, as the industry began to regroup after the catastrophe, farmers converted fallout ponds into storage reservoirs and sedimentation basins to enable water treatment and reuse. This led to cleaner water, lower risk of escapes into the wild, and less chances for the spread of disease-causing bacteria. That's the acute hyperpancreatic disease. Big name. Um, so that's what we're talking about. And this can happen at any country, not just Thailand. So stop with this rumors, whatever. Stop spreading this conspiracy, lies that's destroying, the economy. The next step, Seafood Watch new good alternative rating for Thailand or Thai farm shrimp has 9 yellow criteria and red criterion. So, the key will be if government oversight and maintained and strengthened over time, the feed criterion in particular would benefit from additional and improved government oversight, including action to eliminate or reduce the amount of wild-caught shrimp feed sourced from the Thai trawl fleet. Um, on the industry side, farmers and the trade associations will have to engage in good faith with the government and commit to making sure that new policies are implemented on their farms. So, anyways, Thai shrimp farming industry has shown remarkable ingenuity in overcoming disease and economic disaster to build a new system of cleaner, more efficient, and more responsible farms. So everything is trial and error. So when this first started, shrimp farms started, it's all trial and error and fixing what happened and prevent it from happening again. Like I said, this all happened in 2010 and it's 2020. And some person decided to be, I'm guessing, racist? I'm going to say this guy is racist. Decided to make a video trashing, harming Thai farmers, shrimp farms. Just trashing, trashing, trashing. And there's a lot of evidence that it's the farms are a lot cleaner after what happened in 2010, and it's 2022. So don't believe any document or any video. Don't believe any of that stuff that's online unless you do your homework. Have some common sense. Remember, there's regulations on everything that comes into Canada or the US. So, Seafood Watch keeps an eye on what happens to the seafood. So they keep an eye on the Thai shrimp. Same with their own government and everything else, making sure everything's regulated, top notch. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna post 2 articles, hoping it shows up. One is about what I've read, but there's a lot more information that's there on the link. And there's going to be another link that explains every little detail about what the disease is exactly in well detailed information. So be careful what you listen to. Be aware of what documentary or video a person shows that seems very credible, but it's not. They have to have the year, the author, the date, the name, the title, and all these references and everything else. If it does not, don't believe it. Doesn't matter if it's anything. It comes like you do this with everything. So, if information in general, video or not video, if there's no credibility at all, like year, date, name, evidence, facts, proof, if it doesn't have any of that, don't believe it. Just like what Alex Jones and QAnon were doing for like years, don't believe any of their crap. They are fine examples of liars who's harming people's lives over the years. And now Alex Jones is being sued because he's gone so far with his lies, harming people's livelihoods. So he's a great example. And whoever that made the documentary on Thai shrimp, he should be put down. Like his video should be put down. If you know anyone who watched it and believed it, inform them that all that happened was in 2010. Everything got a lot better, improvements after trial and error, and it's 2022. And it's harming our section of a department. When people start believing lies on something and it makes no sense, just don't, just use common sense. And conspiracy theorists, liars, and all that can destroy lives. They can just cause waste. They can cause unnecessary stress on anything that's not needed in anyone's lives. And we waste a lot of food Well, there's different areas, but still, it's food waste, it's money waste, and it causes economies to flunk in certain countries that depend on us buying what they have, what they grow, what they make, and everything else. So beware what you listen to, what you read, or watch, or videos. If there's no credibility, most likely it's this lies. If it doesn't show any proof, evidence, or anything like that. So take it from, if you believe anything, you read everything, believe in a grain of salt. So, but don't believe anything that Alex Jones says. Don't believe nothing that he says. He's a psychopath. And if you guys are angered by what I said about him, look in the mirror. Like, really think about what he says and how much harm he has caused to normal, everyday people. So this is, I trailed off, but I'm just saying, don't believe every video. Doesn't matter what the video is, what it's labeled as. If there's no credibility that I've mentioned, don't believe it. Because I'll be cracking every little conspiracy theorist out there. And I don't have to show no evidence, facts, or proof. But I'm just going to tell you, if it doesn't have anything to back it up, I can break every little thing apart. I can analyze and break every conspiracy theorist apart if you give me the time.